Hey, what's up? It's Mr. Lee Nice here, and I was just going to show some attachments I've made onto the sheath from my Cold Steel GI Tanto. Um, Basically, the sheath is what they call a Securex sheath. The Cold Steel uses on some of their these are some of their smaller and mid-size fixed blade knives, and it's pretty similar to like it's pretty much like a kydex insert. I don't think it is an actual kydex sheath. But it's some sort of like molded plastic, and I think that they do have a really good design with the Securex. On this one, it just simply the Cold Steel, the Tanto just slides in and out, kind of clicks into place, holds it in pretty well, and they look pretty sleek, and they're usually gonna have the eyelets that you can use to for exactly what I've done is attach items to it, or different carrying options. You can run paracord through any of these loops, which I've also done in a previous video. I had shown some attachments I've done to this sheath, and I kind of changed that up a little bit. That's kind of what I was going to show. But yeah, the Securex it's really good. Also has larger ones. I mean, you could put nylon webbing or nylon straps through there, and then do kind of fun stuff with that. But what I have done is, first off is I did have paracord on this through there. I had some of the Coyote tan that I used through the eyelets, and what I did is was using that to slide in and out on a belt to run it horizontally. But what I found out is that's kind of hard to run it through, and there's not really a quick and easy way to kind of get it off your belt and kind of unattach it quickly. You kind of gotta just kind of yank it out through the paracord, and there's a lot of friction there. So I found on eBay there was a seller who was making these kydex belt loops, and this one fits. I think he said up to about a 2-inch belt. I think it's more like 1.5 to 1.75. It's going to get a little tight on 2-inch, but it worked with my my Blackwater Riggers rappelling belt. So chances are, I mean that I think that's just a hair under 2 inches as well. So it's gonna work with most of those like BDU belts and whatnot. So but I really like his design. I mean, it's just real simple. It's just one piece of folded kydex with it's molded out for a belt to slide through here. It has five drilled holes here, so you can put the two Phillips head screws, and he has attachments at the end, and he has these really nice washers with rubber inserts, so it removes friction, and also it's gonna kind of give it kind of waterproof it a little bit, so not a lot of water is going to get in through the screws and kind of create problems there. And I use the blue Loctite to kind of keep those screws in place. So I'm pretty happy with the design and the look of it. I have it at an angle, so it kind of sits on my belt to kind of where I can get to it kind of rapidly and whatnot. So I think it looks pretty sleek. I might end up either painting the washers here, or maybe even bluing them. I'll have to look at that later. Also, in the original video I had on this knife, when I had used the paracord, I did use this 511 single pistol magazine or clip holder, and I really like the 511 design. It makes it really simple to kind of move in and out on here. I've got it. I have the moly strip kind of woven in the webbing there, so I can pop it off. But this that's not really going to go anywhere unless you cut off the zip ties that I have. And I was carrying extra one on here. I dropped it off, but I'm probably going to weave a zip tie maybe somewhere on this pouch, so I'll have an extra on the knife in case there was like very rarely, I mean, one will break or get snapped or get cut off or something like that. Or if I did have to remove this and then put it back on later, that would be kind of a fail-safe on that. But I really like the design. I keep a Gerber multi-tool in there, so it's pretty good. It's like having a good full tang survival knife, which I do really like the GI Tanto. I think overall it makes a pretty excellent survival knife, because like I said, it does have the full tang. It holds an edge really well. It has a good size blade. It has area so you can kind of choke up on it with kind of the big, I guess, yeah, it's sort of a choil, not the most comfortable choil. As you can tell, this is definitely more of an angular knife, obviously with the Tanto. I think the drop, or the Tanto drop here, it's a little thin. I mean, especially if you were to do any kind of baton or anything like that, it's not really going to work up here. You're going to have to definitely hit more towards the guard of the knife. Well, and actually, I was going to say that is good. It's pretty nice to have a guard on a knife. I mean, sometimes in bushcraft and doing a lot of things, it's not the most exceptional thing to have a guard on a knife, but every once in a while I don't mind it. Like, I don't mind having a guard on the USMC K-bar. It's just one of those knives, you know, it's a fighting knife. You're going to want to have hand protection from your hand slipping and, you know, and whatnot, if you're using in a high stress situation. Yeah, like I said, overall good knife. And then Cold Steel, I think, does a really good job on some of their fixed blade knife sheaths. I think that Securex design is it really works well. This does come with a button snap, a belt loop that I don't really carry knives with belt loops. I carry them on I don't know, backpacks or camelbacks or vests or whatnot, or plate carriers. I don't really carry them on my large ones on my belt too often. I find it I don't know, I find it kind of cumbersome, especially if you're moving around a lot and you just don't like that extra knives kind of bouncing around. But anyway, that's all I've got on the sheath. Just some simple attachments and kind of modifying that a little bit for more extended field use, kind of giving a survival knife an edge with the multi-tool. And I'll just show that off real quick. That I forgot what model it is. It's an older one. It's just been painted and used a lot. That multi-tools are phenomenal to have. Cannot beat having pliers, scissors, a little saw. It's really a good idea to keep one really close. But anyway, that's all I've got on that. So I really appreciate you guys watching. If anybody got anything good for this or has any more suggestions and whatnot, I'm always have an open mind of things to kind of play with, kind of attachments and modifications on knives. I mean, I've thought about modifying the blade a little bit, maybe even doing some serrations or something at some point, but so far I've kind of decided against it. I think it's a pretty good knife the way it is so far, but like I said, I'm always up to inspiration. But anyway, thank you for watching.